This is our musical stick. So we have 8 buttons on top, a ribbon sensor, an accelerometer mounted right over here. And these 4 buttons take care of our channel that we're using, which you can see here, and our octave value, which we can see here. First one controls channel up, channel down, and octave up, octave down. These 3 keys will start playing random notes at different scales.
All stop, and then major scale, minor scale, and pentatonic scale.
And we can change the speed at which these notes go by rotating the stick. And then by moving the stick this way, we can turn up the volume, and we can turn down the volume. Oh, sorry.
And that's actually the note velocity that's
Yeah.
changing.
The ribbon cable will affect the mod wheel, which is dependent upon the channel. I can get it to work in this area, and mainly that little area right there. And then this affects our pitch bend.
We sought to make it as interactive as possible. Initially, some of these things were to kind of help us troubleshoot and find out the best zones for things. But now, after we have all those figured out, we can adjust them to modify things on the fly.
This patch is called Right Hand Land. This is all of our buttons, or our scales, and then we also have the off switch. So it's just looking for a note, and it's pulling from a bank, adding to a root note, being scaled by our octave, which comes from the left hand land over here. And then in our continuous controller land, we have our 2 axes of the accelerometer, our ribbon sensor zones, and it's just taking all the information that we put in here to scale it across our minimum to our maximum, and then we have a couple if statements just to make sure it doesn't get out of hand if we didn't anticipate the maximum correctly.
The reason we have a pretty simple setup here, we have 3 subtractor patches, each with a different synth sound loaded. Each one responding to a different channel, 1 through 3. And all of those go into a mixing board, so we can have a little further control if we want over the different volumes. We could probably demonstrate the level change when you switch channels. See if that one's up now, and if you switch, and that one's on and the other's off, and that one's on. And if we actually don't kill the note, we get a cool effect by actually leaving it hanging, and then we can modify it, you know, with the pitch bend and the mod wheel. Or leave the stuck note as a drone over the others was the thing we were using it as too, to take advantage of the weakness.
One thing that we wanted to do, if we had more time, was if we wield it like a sword, like have like a lightsaber patch going through and have that over the accelerometer, but we didn't have any time to do it. So.